In June 2010, analysts at a Belarusian cybersecurity firm called Virus Blockada noticed something strange. Computers in Iran were stuck in endless reboot loops. Digging into the systems, researchers Sergei Ulasin and Oleg Kupriev extracted a computer worm. At roughly 500 kilobytes, it was massive for a piece of malware. They didn't know it yet, but they had just uncovered the first digital weapon in history to physicalize code.
Before this moment, malware was almost entirely designed for digital espionage or data destruction. But the worm, which would later be named Stuxnet, was built differently. It exploited 4 separate zero-day Microsoft Windows vulnerabilities, an unheard-of arsenal for a single payload. To slip past security protocols unnoticed, it masqueraded as legitimate software, using stolen digital certificates from Taiwanese hardware companies Realtek and J-Micron. Stuxnet was built with a highly specific destination in mind: the underground nuclear enrichment facility at Natanz, operated by the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran. But Natanz was air-gapped, entirely disconnected from the global internet. To cross that physical barrier, the worm was introduced directly into the facility on an infected USB flash drive. Once inside the local network, Stuxnet lay dormant, silently scanning for a very particular setup: Siemens Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition Systems. When Stuxnet found the Siemens Step 7 software and S7300 programmable logic controllers, it went to work. But it didn't just break the machines. Because the code was programmed to target systems grouped in arrays of exactly 164, the exact configuration of the IR-1 centrifuges at Natanz, investigators deduced this was a precision strike. Stuxnet hijacked the frequency converters, wildly manipulating the rotational speed of the delicate centrifuges to tear them apart. All the while, it fed falsified, perfectly normal sensor data back to the Iranian operators.
For years, the operation remained in the shadows. But by the summer of 2010, a code modification caused Stuxnet to aggressively spread outside of Natanz, infecting systems globally and alerting security firms. A rift emerged over how this happened. United States officials would later claim that Israeli intelligence had introduced the over-aggressive code variant that caused the global propagation. Israel, however, has never confirmed nor acknowledged responsibility for the leak.
The veil of secrecy was finally pierced in June 2012 when journalist David E. Sanger revealed the existence of a classified initiative dubbed Operation Olympic Games. It has been speculated that this was a joint intelligence operation, initially authorized by President George W. Bush in 2006 and later accelerated by President Barack Obama. The operation reportedly brought together the American NSA and CIA alongside Israel's elite Unit 8200 to engineer the Stuxnet payload.
By November 2010, both Iranian officials and international inspectors acknowledged major centrifuge failures at Natanz. Yet the true effectiveness of the sabotage is still heavily debated. United States intelligence claimed the attack set Iran's breakout capability back by 18 to 24 months. In stark contrast, organizations like the Institute for Science and International Security argued the destruction was incomplete, noting that enriched uranium production continued largely unhindered as damaged hardware was rapidly replaced. Stuxnet represents the crossing of a profound threshold. It was the moment malware evolved from a tool of digital espionage into an instrument of kinetic sabotage. It proved that millions of lines of code could silently reach across an air gap and physically break industrial machinery. Operation Olympic Games didn't just target a nuclear facility. It opened the door to an entirely new era of industrial cyber warfare, where the digital and physical worlds are permanently entangled.